What's good, YouTube? It's your boy coming at you with another video. Today I'm going to be discussing with you how I, as a teacher, plan on spending my free time this summer. The reason I'm doing this video is because last summer I did exactly two things. First, the second summer break started for me. I went on a trip to New York with my best friend. And the second thing that I did was I had one boxing competition, which the training camp was brutal for. But other than those two things, I sat around chilling all summer. And I don't think there's anything wrong with sitting around and chilling necessarily, but when it's all you're doing, it's like, come on, man, let's try to figure out how to fill this time. And it doesn't always have to be with something necessarily like useful or fulfilling, but it should be filled with something that brings value to your heart, to your soul, to your mind, etc. And so that's what I'm going to be kind of talking about today, because over the past year, I've been thinking a lot about, and I've kind of realized as a teacher, I'm in a very I'm in a very fortunate position where I get paid to not work during the summers. And so for anyone else who's in a similar position, or anyone who just has summer break or has extended breaks from whatever it is that they do, I thought this would be a fun video to kind of share my ideas. And if you like me, maybe you'll enjoy listening to these ideas. Or if you yourself need some ideas, maybe you can take some inspiration from this. And so the first thing is, this opens up the opportunity for me to take on a second job. And I wish I lived in a world where I didn't need a second job to kind of fulfill all my different wants and needs that I have. But there's just certain wants that I can't afford simply on the salary that I currently have. And there's certain needs that are going to require kind of an extensive savings that is a little bit hard for me to get in the way that I currently live right now. And so this is just gonna help me kind of like get that boost ahead, I guess. And so what I've chosen to do, as it allows me to make my own hours, is I am going to be an Instacart shopper. I am not sponsored by Instacart. I do not have any skin in the game, but there's just an idea I had because I have a family member who has done well with it, and they were able to give me some tips and tricks, some pointers. And so this is kind of the path of least resistance in terms of me taking on a second job. I did have kind of some other opportunities and connections that I could have followed, but I preferred this one because it allowed me to set my own schedule. And there are other things, of course, that you can do too along this line, such as like DoorDash, Uber Eats, Uber in general, Lyft. You could do all of those things potentially. But I chose Instacart specifically because I knew someone who could give me tips, tricks, pointers, and kind of like guide me along the way if I needed it. And there's the proof, there's the saying, the proof is in the pudding. I had seen it for myself. And so it was the one I was most willing to give a shot. So that's one of the things I'm going to be doing to spend some of my free time this summer. And the reason I like it too is because it allows me to continue a sort of a work schedule, so that once the school semester starts back up in the fall, or the tail end of summer really, then I will be able to, it'll be much easier to jump back into. It's much easier to stay ready than to get ready. And so the other thing that I'm going to be doing is, I saw a YouTube video that was related to a topic that I've been thinking about for quite some time, and this just really sold it for me. I went out and I got my library card, still fresh in this thing right here. I just realized that there are actually a lot of opportunities and things that the library can do for you that you don't really know about, because you hear the word library, you just think a place to get books, but it's actually so much more than that. It's a lot more than I could explain accurately, because like I said, I basically saw one YouTube video about it and I was just like sold, and I went to go get my library card. But I'm very interested in exploring it. One thing that I was going to do at my local library that I didn't end up getting to do, because if you watch my last video, there's a tornado in my city, it canceled the event, and I haven't had the time really to get into like an event really lately, so I wasn't able to go to whenever they rescheduled it. but they had what they called a bad art night, which is where it was just people were just gonna come hang out, do bad drawings and paintings, and go, hey, look at what I can't do, look what I'm bad at. And it just seemed like it was gonna be a fun thing. Me and a couple of my friends were gonna go there, hang out, and do that. Like I said, it kind of fell off, but basically what I'm getting at though is that I've discovered that your local library is a phenomenal place, free of charge, that if you've heard the phrase a third place that you can go, because everyone has home, work, and then people talk about finding their third place. For a lot of people, it's a gym. For you, it could be your local library. And if you already go to the gym and stuff like that, maybe adding the library could be something new that you add to your rotation. Or if you just have that extra free time that you're trying to figure out how can I spend it, your library is a great place to start. I've also kind of reignited, I guess, just my general curiosity, kind of like my childlike sense of wonder, I guess. And so another thing that I'm thinking about doing this summer is taking the time to, when I have a question, to write it down, and then having a dedicated day per week where I go to the library and I research whatever questions that I have. I could very easily just Google and ChatGPT and whatever all of these questions that I have, but this gives me kind of this puts me in a place where, like a mall to me is a shrine to knowledge seeking and learning and education, in the same way that a mall is a shrine to spending money, capitalism, whatever you want to call it. And so consumerism, that's the word I was looking for. In the same way that a mall is a shrine to consumerism, a library is the same thing for curiosity, education, learning, etc. And so I think just writing down your questions and then having a dedicated day where you go to research those things, because you never know what kind of rabbit hole it'll take you down. You never know what book you'll stumble across. And there's something to be said about being in a special place for that to happen, rather than just sitting on the toilet and Googling whatever question pops into your mind. And the third thing, I forgot what the third thing that I was going to do was. Let me think for a second. You know what? Now that I think about it, maybe there were only the two things that I was thinking about. But they're two kind of big things for me, because it's a very special place to be in, to have free time. It feels like with the advent of the internet being so accessible, and everyone kind of, hustling day to day, trying to get an edge in whatever field that they're in, that there is not as much free time as there used to be. Even if some of the free time that you have now is simply replaced by worrying, being anxious about things. A lot of our free time has kind of been filled up in the way that things have progressed, in the way that we live our lives now. And so these are two things that I think I'm in a very unique position to do, which I guess, granted, I see kind of the hypocrisy, kind of the double-edged sword of me saying that people are too busy hustling and choosing to take on a second job. But I don't know, I like driving around, I like listening to tunes. So is it really even a job to drive around and listen to tunes? But yeah, so those are two ways that I'm planning on spending my free time this summer. If you have any suggestions for how I should spend my free time, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section down below. If you have any ideas that you're excited to share about how you're going to choose to spend your free time this summer, again, feel free to share those in the comment section down below. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. What are you doing if you haven't subscribed already? I post videos most of the time. You don't want to miss a video, do you? Why would you want to miss my videos? I can understand why you want to miss other people's videos, but my videos, why do you want to miss them? Subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss them. Share the video with a friend. It all helps out. Did I already say to like the video? Do that too. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. I will see you guys in the next video.